Hi, everybody. Welcome to FNS Wrestling Podcast, episode 269. It's myself, my teenage son, Jack. I'm back down in the basement. He's still at university. We're going to talk about another week of professional wrestling, AEW Dynamite, NXT, tiny bit of Raw, some news and rumors, some trivia, some banter about whatever we want. Timestamps are available, as always, so go ahead and navigate to whatever section you like. How are you, Jack?
Swell.
Slept in a bit today, which is good.
Slightly, for once.
You look a little less tired than last week, I think.
It's an improvement.
It is an improvement. How was week 2 of university?
About the same. A little whatever because of classes, but it's been fine so far.
Yeah. Will you make sure your microphone is going through Vocaster? It doesn't matter.
I will make sure.
Because I feel like your sound might not be as good quality as I would like. I don't know if it defaults back to...
Good catch.
Yeah. The audio guy noticed your audio wasn't great. It should increase in quality any minute now.
Okay.
Huh?
Is this okay?
Yeah.
Or does it take a second?
No, I think that's it.
Okay.
Sounds
there we
better.
go.
So another week of classes. Did you actually have seminars this week?
Yep.
And how were they?
They're fine.
Yeah.
The one yesterday was better than the one I had on Thursday.
Yeah. What was the one yesterday?
The media studies one.
It was, so that seminar was okay?
Yeah, it was all right.
Good. And how long are they?
Like, those are my classes that are 50 minutes, so they're always pretty short.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. They're, like, in a smaller classroom, so you don't have much, like... There's not as much to do. It's mostly just discussing, like, the readings for, like, the lecture or whatever.
Yeah, that's how it was when I was in university. Profs teach, and then the TAs or whatever they're called do the...
Yeah.
Like, you can talk in small groups about it. So what's the farthest you have to go to a class walking distance?
I think maybe across the bridge, but, like, it takes me less than 10 minutes to get there.
That's great, because your campus is a decent size, but, like...
But, like, nowhere's that far.
Right.
So it's not, and I don't care.
A pretty nice campus with a river running literally right through it, right? Like, some buildings are on one side of the river, some are on the other.
Yeah, that's what the bridge is covering, yeah.
Hanging out socially with some people I see, watching some movies. Any recommendations?
Well, I was telling you I watched Skyfall the other day, which was pretty good.
Yep.
And then I have to watch the other Bonds at some point.
What year was Skyfall from? Do you know?
Nope.
I can't remember.
No idea. I want to say it's like around 2010.
So I watched all the old Bonds because my dad kind of liked them, and sometimes he would...
2012.
He would let me stay up late and watch some of the original ones. So, well, not original, but like the old ones, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
My favorite Bond is Roger Moore, which is kind of a hot take because everyone seems to love Sean Connery, but I liked Roger Moore.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Anything new exciting? Update on us for All Out next week. We are going to All Out, and it is confirmed now that we are upgraded to box seats, which is pretty amazing. So
that'd be interesting.
Your uncle texted to say it's confirmed. We got them through whatever his connections are. Long story short, and that there's room for your brother and your mother. So I think they're going to come down. And again, the WWE's counter programming is helping us out because they're the show's starting at 3. So I said, why don't you guys come into the box, eat, drink for free, and then if you feel like leaving early, it's still, early evening. If you stay a couple hours, you can go wander the city of Toronto and go for dinner or something. So I think they're going to come with us.
So thanks, TKO.
So yeah, I'm excited. I've never been in a box seat at Scotia before, so
I've never been in a box seat ever. So
I have, but in like smaller venues where I don't really know what to expect, to be honest. So I think your uncle's going to join us, your mom and your brother. I tried to give our tickets away to a buddy, the only friend I have in the real world who watches wrestling, but he is at his son's Everett. He might be listening. But his son has a basketball tournament. So I don't know. We'll try and get rid of it. I guess we can try and sell the tickets. I was just going to give them to him, but maybe I'll see what they're going for and we can try and sell them.
Then that's our merch money.
There you go. Yeah. We'll usually pick up, although they need to up their merch game, right?
It was better last time.
Yeah, it was better.
I think I honestly only remember being that like lackluster the first time I went to, because I remember Forbidden Doors these things. I got that hoodie, which I wish I could get another one because now it's too small for me.
Yeah. You grew.
But, like, I remember being solid, and then last time we went last year when we actually saw Okada win the title that he
we did. Wait, yeah, the first time
long ago.
The merch
first time wasn't great, but
embarrassing. Like there was nothing.
The last time I got that Bang Bang Scissor Gang shirt, so I can't complain. I remember they were selling the little card blades.
What shirt are you going to wear to All Out? Have you thought about that yet?
I need to get a Fletcher shirt.
I'm leaning towards my Death Triangle just because it's so cool.
I might just wear Anxious Millennial Cowboy because it makes sense now. He's champion again.
Because I don't know what other AEW shirts. Oh, I have the Elite one with the Canadian flag.
That's from Dynamite,
Right.
the first time we went. That was one of the few that they had.
Right.
I wanna get though, like I wanna get some Fletcher shirt. I've seen a couple Fletcher shirts that I like.
Yeah.
There's still that pink Darby Allin hoodie I wanna
Is there a
get too.
Protostar t-shirt yet?
Yeah, I'm sure
I would
there's
imagine.
definitely a couple. I know I've seen, like, because I always see the Instagram account posting about whatever merch, but, like, he's got some there's a Proto Sheeta shirt too, I forgot about that.
Right.
Um, oh my god, there's a shirt with the art print of him and Callus on it,
Of course.
and there's also you can
That'd be
buy the
funny.
print too.
All right. For
Oh,
your
he's got a
for
pink
your
shirt with
dorm
a
room?
pink graphic, actually, I do really like the pink shirt. I would probably buy that just because I think it'd be funny to have a pink shirt.
Yeah, you know me, I don't worry about I wear bright pink shoes to pickleball
And
sometimes.
that's also why I want that Darby Allin hoodie because it's pink and it's a zip up, 2 things I don't have.
Right. You
So,
I like rocking the pink. I've got all kinds of vibrant color. I'm colorblind, but so it doesn't really bother me. But
mhm.
yeah, I don't know. Anything else you want to discuss?
I don't think
All
so.
right. Well, you got. I'm sure you have stuff to do today. I do as well. Mike might be meeting me to throw some disc golf in a field. He's not quite ready to get to the course yet, but he wants to go out and just get a private lesson from me. So
Get
I
on it.
told him for $80 an hour, I will teach him how to throw a disc.
That's reasonable for you,
Yeah,
actually.
right. It's great. And
It's lower than your usual rate.
my super destroyed finger is actually looking amazing. Like I'm going to be able to fully bend it to hold a disc properly. So I'm pretty
Oh, you haven't
excited.
been bending it?
Just not fully because it would keep cracking, right? Where it's trying to
Oh,
heal
okay.
and it would just
Okay.
crack. But
Okay.
yeah. So when the piece of finger that you picked up off the ground has pretty much regenerated in like a month, I guess it was. So
I
that's
mean,
pretty
I feel like
amazing.
that's not terrible.
No, it's not too bad. But anyways, I say we shift gears, get into talking about wrestling. Our first segment, you know what it is if you're not new here. It's some of the week's wrestling news and rumors. All right, so the first thing I have is it's official. I don't think it was out last week that WrestleMania 43 is set for Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Begs the question, will we watch it?
That was one of my things was, I don't know. It seems to be getting a lot of scorn, rightfully so, but at the same time, people are still gonna watch and treat it the same.
They are.
It's like how people gave them crap for starting in Saudi, but now, like, not as many people are on about that still, so
And if people are wondering what our problem is with all these shows in Saudi Arabia, quickly Google search Saudi Arabia's treatment of women and see sort of like we talked about, they earned the right to drive vehicles in 2017, for
mhm.
example. So if you're wondering what our issues are, you could sort of maybe look into
Yeah,
that a little bit.
and apparently Saudi paid 350 million for this and next year's Rumble.
Right. And all kinds of talk about Rock coming and Austin coming and just
I saw
anyone
that
that
too, I
will.
was gonna talk about that next, yeah. It's gonna be a WrestleMania with the booking sense of Saudi shows where they pander to what the kingdom wants and bring back wash names for matches that no one needs to see,
That's
but
right.
are big matches. Cough, cough, Goldberg Taker. Um, unless the product improves leaps and bounds by Mania 43, there's a chance I don't watch it.
Same.
I'll probably watch the Rumble next year because it's the Rumble.
Yeah.
Even though it's in Saudi, it's the Rumble. But Mania, I don't know, because this year we weren't really fans.
No. And we don't generally watch any of the stuff that's in Saudi, and I've even stopped watching Raw, so I'm barely hanging on to the
And I
product
don't
at all.
remember the last PLE I watched. It might have been Mania.
Yeah.
No, we watched some of Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank.
And just to springboard, I'll jump down to one of my other news stories because it's related to that. We've talked about it sort of off pod. The TKO greed is on full display at this point, right? So it was Mark Shapiro, who's the president and chief, operating officer of TKO. He talked about how Vince McMahon used to keep ticket prices low. So first of all, take that with a grain of salt. I don't think many people would call them low.
Relative.
In order to allow working and middle class families the ability to afford attending shows. Now he says that thinking is gone, and TKO, Nick Khan, Triple H area tickets will be as high as they can possibly get them. So again, it's the free market, so that's what they're going to happen. They're just fully embracing it. Like we will charge as much as we humanly can for these tickets.
Hmm.
And also,
Basically admitting what we already know.
yeah, exactly. And a direct quote, if you're a St. Louis or a Des Moines and we've sold out both arenas and it's broke records, you're going to have to pay for us to come back to your town or else we're taking it to another city. So even like the threatening, menacing tone, right? Of like, get ready to pay us more or we're not coming back, sort of thing.
Like how Washington paid them more, so now Cena doesn't retire in his hometown.
That's right. So it's everything's up to the highest bidder at this point. That will be passed on to the fans. Will pay as much as they can possibly get out of us. Won't be us. I don't say us because we won't go to anything, but
No, that's what I mean. Like people complain about the Saudi thing, but unlike us, I don't think many people are gonna stop watching over it.
no. And it's just more and more stuff that's piling up that this is a horrible company. And I feel
TKO is their Grim Reaper, and they're sucking the fun out of wrestling
I'm
and the
still
life
watching
out of it.
NXT because it feels a little bit separated, although this week there was a lot of the lines were very blurred on NXT this week, which we'll get to. But yeah, so it's just what we already know, and they're just fully being transparent about it. We are in the business of making as much money as humanly possible, and however we have to do that,
By any means necessary.
right,
Yeah,
that's what they're going to do.
it's not surprising. It's just very saddening every time.
Yep. Go ahead. I've got a few more along the way here.
Just because it was a bit slow, I added that McIntyre and Cody is confirmed for WrestlePalooza because Cody's finally back, I think, from filming.
Okay.
I can't imagine McIntyre wins, so I really
No,
don't care
of
because
course
Cody
not.
hasn't been champion for that long, at least under this run.
Right.
So
Yeah. Feels
yeah,
like.
I would love it if McIntyre is.
And I don't know if we talked about it, but did we might have mentioned last week that Wardlow got injured, right?
Hmm?
The Wardlow injury
Yeah,
from
that was the other thing I had. Yeah,
apparently clotheslining the brick wall that is Nana.
yeah.
And he was originally slated to challenge Paige for the AEW World Championship. So,
I heard that he wasn't the original plan, but he was gonna play a role in the story. Like I heard Fletcher is the plan.
right. So we speculated Fletcher was an audible, which we're super happy about if that is. But yeah, it sounds like. So I've seen reports where he was slated to challenge. You've seen things where it was no, it was
And
Fletcher's turn for now. And
yeah, I don't know. Because I thought it would be an audible, yeah, but then I saw that it was Fletcher.
yeah, so I don't know. I'm happy, super happy to get Paige Fletcher live while we're there.
I
Should
would
be.
actually be annoyed if it was Wardlow,
I agree. I'm much happier
especially
with this.
opposed to Fletcher.
Yeah, it sounds amazing to me.
That's all I have. I don't have anything
Other
else.
thing so at Worlds Collide was when? Yesterday?
Yesterday.
And they played a promo thing like talking about WrestleMania being in Saudi Arabia, and it was audibly booed and with chants of "You sold out" as well. So
It's
that
not nothing's gonna change. They got
no,
their
but
money.
it's nice
They
to
got their
know
money.
we're not the only ones irritated, right? Like it's somewhat
Yeah.
um, people are not happy about it,
And on that show, they finally put the mega title on Dom.
they did. I saw that he's double champ now.
Yep.
The only other thing I had a couple. Athena apparently has taken time off from Ring of Honor and AEW. It should be for, they said, 4 or 5 weeks, but not mentioned if it's an injury or just a scheduled break
That's
for her.
why they put the belt, or they didn't put the belt on her then.
I guess, but she's keeping the ROH one, right? She's still got that.
Because who cares?
She's over 1,000 days with that, which is like Roman Reigns territory, So
Yep.
good for her. The only other thing that I noted is that while WWE makes deals with Saudi Arabia, AEW has signed a 5-year deal with Australia to bring
I
shows
saw and
back.
I was like, that's not nowhere near as bad as
No, of course not. That's fine. Like it includes last year, this year, and then 3 years going forward. They'll be in Australia. So
that is good. I think the
they
Aussie
choose
crowd
to
is
they
solid.
choose to go to countries I like, and avoid. But it's again, TKO is just like who will give us the most money, we will come there. It does not matter.
Saudi.
Does
will
not
give them
matter
the
what your
most money.
country's all about. We're coming. Bring the money.
Saudi's always going to give them the most money, so it's not going to stop. I mean, I wonder. I think there wasn't a 10-year deal, so in a couple years that deal has to be up. At least the original Saudi deal.
And they'll re
They'll re-up it for sure.
of course.
But because I remember they signed the deal in 2018, and that's when they started doing the first shows.
Hmm.
So I would think 2028 is probably when that year or that deal comes up.
And they'll get even more money.
They will.
Congrats to them. That is all I have. So I think news is done. We'll shift gears, talk about the most in-depth thing we do every week, and that is Wednesday night's AEW Dynamite. Talk to me about Dynamite, sir. That's your job. I get to drink coffee.
It is my job.
It is.
We kick things off with Hangman facing Joshua Alexander,
We
our
do.
boy, which was the rematch from what was it, the Owen Cup, I think, opening round.
Oh, yeah. I never remember who's
It
wrestled here.
was
It's not good.
It was Alexander's first match here,
Right.
and then Hangman Fletcher's also a Owen rematch from the semis, I think.
True.
Anyways, Hangman, he went for a slingshot plancha to the floor, but he got caught with a forearm from Alexander. Kind of a brainbuster on the apron from Alexander. It was like not where he's standing on the apron, but he's standing on the floor and kind of brainbusters him on the apron. So like
Hmm.
bit of a less of an impact there.
Yeah, we always talk about like you're dropping them significantly shorter distance. Doesn't look as impactful, but
Hmm.
it still hurt.
Then he goes for that cross body block through the ropes, but Hangman moves and Alexander just kind of smacks into the ropes. Hangman with the slingshot plancha to the floor. Then Alexander moves away from the Warrior Hard moonsault attempt, and he also rolls away from a buckshot attempt. We get that front slam on the apron, and then the cross body block does hit to knock Hangman off the apron. Later on, Hangman with the Death Valley driver for 2. Alexander hit a German suplex on the apron. Then he hung on. He kind of drags Hangman to the entranceway, tries to German him on there.
Hmm.
Hangman flips out of it, rolling elbow, and then kind of a follow-away slam in the barricade. It was a little iffy, but they're on a concrete floor, so it's fair. But Alexander hits an avalanche rolling senton from like a fireman's carry, like the Kennedy's Green Bay plunge kind of thing
Yeah, I did not
for
expect
2.
it.
I just saw that he returned at a TNA taping,
Oh, really?
which is odd. Then Alexander locks in ankle lock. Hangman is able to get to the ropes. We get a Deadeye on the apron. Then the Orihara moonsault from Hangman. Callis distracts the ref. Archer and Romero try to interfere, but Hangman takes them out. And then buckshot lariat. Hangman gets the win. After the match, he's cutting a promo talking about how he didn't spill blood to win the title and do everything to win it, just to have MJF change match stipulations and threaten him with like hurting Briscoe or whatever it was. He says the most important word in AEW is wrestling. That's what he's here to do. Fletcher's music hits and he comes out with Callis. He says what Hangman said doesn't matter because while Hangman holds the title, the Callis family runs AEW and so does he. He made a challenge on Collision. He wants to hear Hangman's response. Hangman says Fletcher wanted to make a point, and if he wants to speak to him, then get his ass in the ring. And then some fan shouts, "Get in there, you big dumb sexy man."
Yes.
There was, I think it was the same fan throughout the night. He was
You
like,
could hear
you could
him.
hear a lot of
Yeah.
audible yells.
Which we enjoy generally.
Yes. Hangman says he looks at Fletcher and sees someone who has everything it takes to succeed, but he sees one thing above all, himself 6 years ago, hoping to be world champion. Fletcher's full of potential, but he isn't ready. And then Fletcher says people have been telling him that his whole career, that his prime, he hasn't hit his prime yet. And he says his prime is when he says so. He's ready to carry the weight of the world on his shoulders, which I think is kind of a cool way of saying he wants to be a world champion. It's just like,
Hmm.
I feel like it's an interesting way to say that. He's ready to carry the company now. Hangman says if Fletcher truly wants this, he'll accept the challenge, but he needs to leave the Callis family behind. And Fletcher says it doesn't make a difference, so he agrees to it, and he won't fail like Hangman did 6 years ago.
First of all, really, really good crowd again, right? And they were engaged in this right from the beginning. I thought awesome match to start the show. I really was pleased with Alexander getting a bit of a showcase here because he can hang with the top tier talent, and he did here with Hangman. So I like that. Hard hitting, really entertaining. Again, results never in doubt, right? But as we talk about, sometimes the action can overcome that, and I can just forget about it for a bit. I said I prefer this match to most things on almost everything on PLEs and WWE. So
Pretty much,
opening
I'd say.
match on a weekday show blows away PLE
Yeah.
matches.
Absolutely.
I thought the intensity from Hangman in the promo, he was like spitting gum out and stuff as he was speaking, was really good. And then we were joking that Fletcher's infringing on Dion Lennox's gimmick, because Fletcher came out in a suit with glasses on now, so he's much smarter now.
Fletcher's allowed to read too, I guess.
He would be. If he has a book, we'll know he's really stealing from Dion Lennox. And I really like that Hangman, kind of taking a page from Moxley, started out by putting Fletcher over, right, and talking about how good he really is before then throwing in the he's not really ready thing. And remember, he mentioned his lack of socks, and the crowd was chanting about Fletcher not having socks too,
Yeah.
which was kind of funny.
Either that or he's wearing like those really short socks.
Yeah,
It
the
looked like he
no-shows
was
or
wearing
whatever.
socks.
I also think it makes sense for Fletcher to... He feels like he's already a star and is tired of people talking about his potential and stuff. So this is kind of like what I like about wrestling a lot. It's two people kind of behaving in a logical, realistic way.
Yeah,
They're
there's
saying-
not much that's personal here, right? It's
Right.
just
This is
the
just
title.
like, you're not ready, kid, to be a main eventer. I'm tired of people saying that. Potential. I'm ready for. So They both came across like stars to me, and
Mhm.
if this was an audible, which maybe it wasn't, it sounds like I thought they did a really good job with it, and the
Yeah,
match is going to be
I
killer.
agree.
So
I do think Fletcher's ready, I just think it's not time in terms of
right,
other factors, not
yes,
his own, like,
it's
I
not
think
his
Hangman.
readiness that's the problem. It's the main event level is kind of clogged up with other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have Hangman, who I think deserves a good run, and then I think MJF is probably next in line, so it depends on what they do with that contract. I mean, if MJF doesn't win it, I'm fine with that.
And Osprey and Swerve being gone for a while might help Fletcher too. Not that they're heels, but it sort of frees up that level a little bit.
Yeah,
A couple major
absolutely.
talents out for a
Yeah.
while. Yeah.
But I agree. I thought this was a really good opener to start things off with, even though the results never in doubt. Like I always love watching Alexander, and he's had some momentum picking up the wins in the multi-man tag.
Hmm.
So like everyone knew he was losing, but at least he's been kind of gaining credibility lately
Yeah, I'm happy for him.
to an extent. It was a good match though, really quality win for Hangman. The post match stuff was solid too. I thought Fletcher and Hangman had a good back and forth as well
Yep.
in their promo. It feels like the backup plan. It like, I don't know, it feels like it could be natural because of the way it came about through the multi-man tag, but it feels like it could have been audible too, and if so, like you said, a really strong audible to call,
Hmm.
not just because, um, we love Fletcher, but because the story is really simple, and so it's easy to pull off in a short amount of time.
Exactly. That's kind of what I was saying. This is a really simple, straightforward way, and both of these guys
Yeah,
can carry their part.
but even if he is the backup plan, I think Fletcher being thrust in that spot speaks to volumes to how they see him now,
Yep.
and how far he's come because a year ago, he would have had no chance of main eventing a pay-per-view
Yeah,
on his own.
and I'm sure he's going to get some awesome near falls in that match, and it's going to sort of cement him
I
in.
don't think there's a 0% chance he wins, I just don't think it's happening yet.
It's close to zero.
It is,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's a 0% chance because, like, if they want like, I do want Hangman to have a run, but if we were gonna hotshot a title win for some reason, I would be fine if it's Fletcher.
Hmm.
But yeah, he's come a long way in, like,
He
the
sure
year or
has.
so, especially since he turned back heel on Osprey. Because a year ago, he was still Osprey kinda junior, for
Right.
lack of a better
Yep.
term.
Yeah, he was.
So I'm really happy to be getting this. It's gonna be great. And Fletcher's absolutely earned his keep. He's not the guy yet, but I don't think he's far off.
Are they main eventing All Out?
I think so. I mean, I
They're not
think
going to
that
put Edge and Christian
no, I feel like that's I don't think it's a main event match, even though it's a big thing. I don't think it feels like a main event match.
opener.
I think so.
Yeah, maybe. Right.
I think it makes sense because then the crowd will be really hot right off the
I
bat,
agree. Yeah.
and because they opened Forbidden Door and that seemed to work okay.
Right.
But yeah, I think Fletcher they absolutely deserved a main event. I think it feels like a main event match to me.
I can't wait. I'm excited.
Yeah. Then we get a recap of Collision where MJF cost Briscoe a match against Takeshita, in which
Hmm.
Briscoe was fighting for a shot at Fletcher.
Hmm.
And then we get a MJF cutting a promo from the parking lot from Collisions. This is one of those ones where it's like on that night. He's talking about how that day was his wedding. He rushed out to skip his honeymoon. He told Alicia too that no honeymoon can start until Mark is dead. She said if he leaves, they're done. And he says he's been married to the game and hate and married to ending Briscoe. So he left with a smile on his face to come take out Briscoe, and he'll take whatever stipulation Mark has in store and say what he said at his wedding, which is "I do." Um, I thought this was awesome, even though it's obviously fake. I love the blending of reality here.
I think they're doing their best because I saw some things where he wasn't thrilled that a lot of the photos got leaked. So this is them going like, "Oh crap, he looked like a real person capable of love and whatever, so we need to get real hard into the." So like
That
ditching
too,
his
that
wife
too.
on the honeymoon and like her
Yeah, because
threat.
he's one of those guys who like actually seems to keep up kayfabe for
He
the most
does.
part.
So I think this is, and I'm not saying it's not well done and it's not a good idea, but I think what they're doing is, oh man, you had some stuff come out that make you look like a decent human. Let's directly address it and kind of
I
claw
think
that
it was a
back.
smart way to
Me
do
too.
so. I
Me
mean,
too.
again, and we know this isn't real,
Yes.
but I do love the blending of reality here to make him look like more of a dick and more of like a lunatic right now.
He's old school like that. He's mean to kids and stuff in when there's
Yeah,
signings and whatever,
yeah,
like meet and greets and stuff. So,
which is kind of refreshing. I do think it's always interesting.
yeah, so I thought
Um,
this was smart.
no, I really like this, and I love when MJF gets super unhinged
Yeah.
because it's always a nice change of pace from how he usually is.
Like he is willing to leave his newlywed wife to kill Mark Briscoe, like to
Yeah,
have that relationship
mhm.
crumble to kill this guy.
And I thought this was a great job weaving that in, and I'm interested to see what the match type is we'll have a couple interesting ones 'cause we already have the coffin match, and
Mhm.
now we have this. So next this coming collision, I guess as of this recording, it's today, we'll see what Briscoe
Yeah.
is picking. But yeah, I'm definitely excited for that
The
because their
card
match on Dynamite was good, but this is gonna be something
the
else.
card is shaping up really well for us, I feel
I
like.
agree.
Yeah.
Even, like, the women's matches look good, even though I don't really care about either of them.
Even though through me being not very smart, I thought Bowens was on the card. I thought that was a tag match
I
from the
think the
graphic.
match will be Okada, Takeshita, Dorada, which is fine. I don't think we needed to do make it a three-way just so we but maybe we're pushing off the actual Okada
Correct,
Takeshita
and
match.
whoever the 3rd person is getting pinned. Is there a chance it's Mordos too?
It's either Dorada or Mordos,
I hope
so
it's more either one of those actually is cool, but
I would selfishly prefer Mordos.
welcome to getting pinned, but
I'd rather have Mordos just
yeah,
because then we get to see Mordos.
yeah,
That'd be
agree.
awesome. Yeah, anyways, next we get a Young Bucks interview. We have the main event is a 500K tag match, which I saw someone again complaining about how like AW is doing it too much and it's adds nothing or whatever. It's like I think if anything, at worst it's neutral. Like it doesn't make the match worse to
I
have money
think
on it.
people are trying too hard to get irritated by things, and, like, is it so much better if all these matches are just for nothing? Like, I
That's
don't
what I'm saying. Like it doesn't hurt the
I
match.
agree.
And if anything, in this case, the money's actually part of a story with the Bucks like being brokish. Like, it's like when they had, Bum Corbin a few years
Yeah,
back,
and, like, guess
and
what?
he won the
In real
lottery.
fighting, they're fighting for money. Like, the
It's just
winners get a larger purse than the losers,
this is
so
just a comically large amount, and
and
it's
it's
more money than usual.
all for the winners, right?
Yeah,
So, I don't really have a problem with it. I don't
no.
know.
Um, Matt says he'd order better food than the catering that they have with the money, and Nick said he would double at the casino, which I thought was funny 'cause they'll maybe foreshadow them losing the money real quick. They try to sit beside Dark Order, who reject them hard. They sit at another table, and they end up sitting next to Brandon Cutler, who they try to buddy with, and he tells them to shut up and leaves. Mox comes up to the table and says nothing's changed. They're still the best tag team in the world. They can have the entire prize if they win and show up. I thought this was really funny again. I thought the catering stuff was great, which is a great nod to their history of Dark Order.
Mhm.
Because back when they were in their heel prime with Omega, it was Hangman Dark Order against them, right?
Right.
So back in their prime, they were feuding with Dark Order. So I thought that was really great. And I was really amused by the Cutler cameo. I thought that was a really cool touch.
And then everyone's scurrying when Death Riders show up too, right?
That was
So,
nice, yeah.
uh,
I thought this is a good way to have like the Cutler cameo, just like in service the story a bit, and then yeah, Mox scaring people off was nice. And I like how he's working them though, like he'll give them all that money just to make sure they stay aligned with him and help his cause. Kind of
because
like how he was making sure Statlander gets her money so he can try to recruit her, right? He's trying to like, and we'll see this with Garcia too. He's trying to like recruit more people into the fold, make his fold bigger so that he can hopefully get back on top.
and the Bucks, there's a slightly different tone to their stuff, right? So I don't think it's the easiest thing in the world to merge the Death Riders and the Bucks, so this is kind of a way to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
I
this
think
was
they're doing
sort
it
of
well.
an amusing little segment. It was nice to see the Dark Order still exist too. They all still eat their meals together, I guess. Yeah.
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 Then we get Mercedes Moné and Emi Sakura against Rio and Alex Windsor.
Mhm.
I love that, like, even though Rio's the one challenging for the title, it was Alex Windsor's music for the entrance.
I feel like she showed out more than Riho in this
Absolutely.
as well.
Windsor hit a cannonball off the apron to Moné and Sakura, then Rio came up with a crossbody from the floor or to the floor. Monet blocks a head scissors from Riho, tombstone lung blower for two, which was pretty cool. Windsor with the hot tag flurry. She holds Monet driven from the ropes so that Riho can hit a double foot stomp, then a basement dropkick against the ropes for two. And Riho submits Sakura for the win in a half crab as Windsor has Monet in a sharpshooter in the ropes. Not the best half crab I've ever seen.
No. I
Um,
Sorry, go ahead.
Thoughts? No,
I
you go.
I thought it was fine. I don't
That's
think
what I wrote. Not
anything
terrible, but not
special.
great. Yeah,
I thought the pairing of Monet and Sakura felt super random to me,
absolutely.
and immediately telegraphed who's taking the pinfall, right? Like where
Or
this
the
is going.
submission or
I
whatever.
didn't see great chemistry between Riho and Monet in this, and we're getting a full match of it. So
I thought this was not Rio's best. I think
agree.
she's pretty hit or miss for us. I don't generally love her, but there have been matches of hers that I think are quite good, and I'll admit that. But I thought Windsor looks great again. I'm
Agree.
disappointed that she's not the one in the pay-per-view match because not only do I think she's worthy of challenging Monet, but I also think it's due time Monet loses that belt.
I very similar. I thought Windsor was the one that brought energy here, but it wasn't in service of anything for herself, right? It was just she was part of this story for other people. And I thought the match was pretty basic and it was just to get Riho and Monet on the show, but the whole thing didn't make me look any more forward to their match when we're
No.
there.
I'm sure the match will be solid in the ring because neither of them are terrible,
Yeah, I didn't think this was super
but
effective, to be honest.
the build's not really there for sure. But Monet's matches usually tend to deliver
They
in
do.
spite of the build.
They
Same with
do.
Storm. Like even if the build's not there, usually the matches are still good.
Yep, you're right.
Um, but yeah, this wasn't a ringing endorsement of this feud.
I know the one person who stood out, we're not going to see. This was
Yeah,
to
and
further.
Sakura holds no relevance to anything.
Even though I really like her, I generally think she's good in the ring, and I find her very amusing. But it was just like, where,
Yeah,
why?
but she's she's not going to really be doing anything.
Right.
Then we get an interview with Ricochet and Goa. Ricochet throws out a gentleman's agreement for his match tonight with Shelton, saying he wants nobody at ringside, and he's going to have the momentum heading into All Out. When they embarrass the Syndicate again, they'll have no choice but to respect them, and that is a demand.
I said good work by Ricochet, but I really hope Shelton Benjamin is too smart to agree to this.
Yeah,
He wasn't. He wasn't.
He wasn't. Then we get a stat segment for FTR and CNC talking about like all their accomplishments and
So you
records
wouldn't
and
have
things.
noticed this, not to interrupt you. The music that was playing underneath, that was almost too loud, I thought, in the mix at times. Do you know what that music was? I don't know why I'm
I
asking,
honestly
because
can't remember.
it's a hockey night in Canada. So this was them doing a very real sports type of package for this match, including like iconic Canadian music that almost every Canadian other than you would know if they watch hockey at all. So it was kind of interesting choice.
That's interesting. Yes. Then we immediately go to FTR coming out to speak. Stokely says the video package is bullshit and it will not be a dream match all out. It will be a fight that they will win. He hears about how he gets no hose every week, but he looks around and sees a bunch of people who look like extras from Roseanne and says the fans are like him and nobody's getting any hose up in this bitch.
I think he said they're twins, basically, and that
Yeah.
that part made me laugh.
I love Stokely so much. Honestly, I think Stokely's probably my front runner for non-wrestling performer.
He is
I
entertaining.
think I like because we said it before, but like I was so iffy on FTR having a manager, but I honestly can't imagine this run being as good without Stokely.
I agree. I think
Like I
he adds a
think
lot to them and allows them to just be more menacing when they don't have to speak all
it
the
allows
time.
it allows a bit of humor in it, and also like the Copeland match was funny,
Hmm.
right? It allows them they're like the Brainbusters and he's their Heenan,
Right. That's very
which I
good
think
comparison. And I think that they would
is
love that
good.
comparison too.
Absolutely. I really loved them, and I don't know who else is better in terms of a non-wrestling capacity,
Hmm.
other than, like, maybe Shafir, because we don't ever see her wrestle. Actually, we saw her wrestle a couple times, but I would still count her because mostly she's not wrestling.
Yeah.
Um, Dax says this could have been a dream match, but, then he gets angry at the fans, and he challenges them to fight him, and he starts, like, getting in their faces, and then they beat up camera guys.
They did. I told you I really like this because I felt like I was watching Dudley Boys in ECW when they used to like really get in the Bubba especially would get in the
Yes,
fans'
I think
faces.
they referenced that because they're in the 2300, right?
Um, I thought it was cool, and also I think they are smart to do this because Edge and Christian are going to be the most over baby faces on that show at All Out.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
this is the final push to make FDR the most absolutely despicable they can, just to
Just really
get that,
heighten that
yes,
dynamic.
get that contrast up. So I thought this was really cool. I liked it quite a bit.
I thought it was solid, yeah, like, it was a good segment to get heat. It was pretty straightforward, so I don't have a lot of thoughts on it, but it does help them in terms of the dynamic heading into the match. I think that's totally okay.
It's because the fans are
Um,
going to boo FTR huge in Toronto. So why not have FTR get in
maximize
fans'
that, yeah.
faces ahead of time and really, really drive that home?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I enjoy them being a little unhinged. I think it
Me
also
too.
makes them feel a little more dangerous, and I think Stokely, is always amusing, so I thought that was great, and yeah, Taz mentioned the Bubba Ray comparison, so I thought that was a cool touch.
These are just a couple of pricks who can really, really tag team wrestle. And I think that's perfect. And Stokely can talk for them the vast majority of the time. It's a good act. I like it a lot.
Mhm. Um, then we get in Hurt Syndicate interview, basically just replying to Ricochet. MVP says they're gentlemen, but Ricochet isn't. Shelton says if Ricochet can be trusted, these guys in the back, he'll do the same, and then he'll knock Ricochet on his back.
Yeah, this was, I think, and I don't know if they're breadcrumbing anything, as we like to say, but this is clearly MVP about to say, of course we're not agreeing to that because you're not trustworthy. But Shelton stepping in and going like, no, it's fine, right? So it's not that MVP is the leader of the group, right? It's the three of them as separate entities, I think, and so he's sort of Shelton can decide his own path here, and I think you clearly had MVP not wanting him to do it, in my
But
opinion,
allowing him to do it.
being smarter, but Shelton's pride or whatever going like, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we roll right into that match, which is Ricochet and Shelton, which I feel like is something we saw. No, we might not have seen in the C2. I think they might have been separate leagues because I know they were both in the C2 last
You know,
year.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. Um, Spaceman plancha from Ricochet, then a springboard for a 50 back in the ring for two. Shelton absolutely kills Ricochet in the corner with that step up knee. Leg sweep and a pump knee from Ricochet for two. Shelton with an overhead belly to belly, then some German suplexes. Really another gross step up knee in the corner
Hmm.
and a suplex for two. Ricochet hits a pump knee again, then a heel kick. Shelton comes back with a hard super kick, and they're both down. Like Shelton's still firing those out of a cannon.
Dude is 50 something. It's incredible.
It's ridiculous. They're both down after that. Avalanche Spanish Fly from Ricochet for two. He tries to use the scissors, but Shelton blocks it and clocks him. Then the finish comes when Khan comes in to distract the ref. Big headbutt from Leona to Shelton, and Ricochet rolls him up for the cheap win. Then Lashley and MVP come up to brawls go as Shelton murders Ricochet with another super kick. Just absolutely disgusting.
Really good match. Shelton looks kind of stupid because obviously
He does look a little stupid.
that's what was going to happen. I thought some of the strikes in this were super stiff looking. The post match brawl was probably better than the average one, to be honest. It looked a little more
Yeah.
intense. I don't know. And I enjoyed, like, it was like security or somebody was sort of whisking Ricochet away, and he just has his arms raised the whole time, which I thought was kind of funny while the
Yeah.
rest of them are brawling. So yeah, this match was good. Ricochet slowed down at times to let the crowd like get on him, which is smart. Like they're
They were doing
spelling
a lot
out.
of bald chants,
Yeah.
especially because both of them are bald here.
So yeah, it was a good match as you would expect. And honestly, I wasn't sure who was going to win in this one. I assumed it was going to be cheating for
I
Ricochet,
figured it'd probably be Ricochet,
which it
'cause
was.
as a singles entity, we don't really need to be pushing Shelton.
And so I wonder again if this presents an opportunity for MVP to kind of be like, I tried to tell you, you know what I mean, and see if they're going in. It may be absolutely nothing, but in peak AEW, right, they used to breadcrumb stuff all the time where we'd look back and go, oh yeah, you could see the little beginnings of stuff that,
Mhm.
you know. So I don't know if that's
Mhm.
what this is, but it could be.
Mhm. Yeah, it was solid. It's nice to see a singles match of Shelton. I feel like
Yeah,
we haven't seen one in a bit, at least not
he's
much since
awesome
the
still.
C2 run. He looked really good still. He's still as killer as ever. It's crazy how good he is despite his age now.
Hmm.
I thought Ricochet was great too. Did a great job of playing off the crowd as they were doing their stuff. I'm not surprised he didn't uphold the agreement. And then he got murdered after the match. The trios match should be good, honestly. I think it'll be solid.
Yeah, I think so too. It will.
It sucks this gets on over the trios titles, but at least it's a trios match.
Yeah, it gives us some variety on the show, and it should be a good match for sure.
Yeah. Then we get a Hook promo. He says he appreciates Joe and the ops having his back. And says he was annoyed when he got replaced, but he understood when Joe explained it. He's been an athlete, so he understands it being next man up. He appreciates that they'll have his back, but it may be time for him to stand on his own, or maybe not.
Yeah, so do you think the hint is we kind of took it as he may stay with the ops or he may go out on his own. Other people I see are interpreting it as is he forming a new group, forming a new tag team, bringing somebody else in.
I saw someone say Danhausen. I was like, I doubt it.
So they're leaving that door open. He still doesn't sound good. Can we be honest? Like, I don't think
I thought this was solid. I thought he has a bit of a wonky delivery, but I
that's
thought like it was
correct.
one of his better promos
Yeah.
though.
It,
Like I think his delivery is iffy sometimes, but I thought this was better than usual.
Yeah, I'll his
And
delivery,
I
there
just
is something there for
And I
sure.
like it more in terms of what it is, not necessarily his delivery, because that is always, like, I think the most challenging part for him.
I
But,
agree.
like, again, like last week, it feels adult and it feels reasonable
Yeah,
because, like,
that's fair.
he was angry, but then Joe explained it perfectly reasonably in, like, a calm manner, and so now Hook's like, "Okay, I get it." So this wasn't much here, but I do like it as a continuation of what we had last week just because that was so realistic, and so this kind of follows suit.
Yep,
And while, yes, Hook isn't the strongest promo, I do like it in terms of what it is.
yep.
Um, also took it as meaning that he's gonna work with the Ops. I don't see him joining the Death Riders, especially after Garcia just has,
Spoiler!
because I feel like we need more people to oppose them.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So
you're right, the tone of it, the real neither of them are, like, freaking out about the situation at this
both of
point,
them are
they're
being
both
reasonable.
yeah, I think you're right.
So I like that.
Yep.
Then we get a quick bit with Kyle and Fletcher. Callis is saying, I think 'cause they were interviewing with Renee, he was saying that Fletcher doesn't need anyone out there and he's going to bring the title home to the family. Fletcher basically echoes that sentiment and says they'll have the title again. He's going to bring it home. Um, and I'm glad that this isn't causing issues with Callis. I think Fletcher fits perfectly in the group right now, and he's the perfect like linchpin in that group where like he can be the clear top star
Yeah,
of
I
that
did
group. Like, I feel like it's like Takesha's time to get out of there.
yes.
Okada's kinda like the elder statesman
Yes.
of the group, and then you have all your lower card guys of varying star power, like Alexander and Archer and Romero and Hechicero and all these guys. But I think Fletcher's like the clear cut star of the group,
You're right, like
and I
because
think he fits with Callis right now.
it's a little cluttered with Takeshita and Fletcher because 'cause they're both right ready to just, like,
And
explode.
so I think Takeshi needs to babyface to really
Yes.
differentiate himself.
I think that's
I think, like,
exactly it.
he feels like the one with more babyface potential. I think Fletcher is so perfect in the role he's in now, and I think that role is fitting with
Oh,
Callis.
yeah, the crowd wants to cheer for Takesha, there's no doubt about it. So once we're given that opportunity, it's gonna work for him, and if yeah, you're
Mhm.
right, if it just, like, clearly establishes the pecking order in the Callis family, because right now it's like, it's Fletcher and Takeshita, so who do we
It's
really
Fletcher and
focus on?
Takeshi kinda neck and neck. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah. And if they're in the same group, you can't really focus on one without detracting from the other,
Yes. Right.
in some form or fashion, so yeah. And then also if you can make them both in the main event stars, which I think they're both kinda on the cusp of
Yeah.
that level, then those are 2 young guys who you can have in the main event for years, and you can also have them, like, have a big feud if you want.
And they're not WWE guys, which I always enjoy more.
Yeah,
They
absolutely.
can sorta and I know saying their guys is these guys have wrestled elsewhere, but in terms of major promotions in North America, it's their guys, you know?
Yeah. Especially for Fletcher, because at least Takeshi said, like, DDT was decently
Mhm.
major in Japan, but, like, Fletcher, I don't know if he came from anywhere super major, other than, like, he did work New Japan, I guess New Japan a bit, but he worked New Japan and worked Rev Pro.
Mhm.
But, like, yeah, they definitely feel like AEW guys. Then we get Tony Storm versus Sky Blue in a Philly street fight. This is excess from Collision last week. Other than that, I don't really know why it's happening. Storm makes her entrance with a trash can full of weapons. She takes a sign off that the fence that's near the stage.
She's doing heavy
She
Sandman
does the
homage.
Sandman
Yeah.
stuff as well, yeah, with the kendo stick. Um, Storm hits Blue with a cookie sheet and a stop sign. She misses a hip attack. Then Blue hits her ass with the cookie sheet and staple guns her ass. She puts her in the corner like Shattered Dream style and staple guns her in the tits and crotch.
Yeah.
Then pins her for 2. Storm returns the favor and then knocks Blue off the apron with a hip attack. They're fighting atop the barricade after the commercial break, and then they both get crotched on the barricade and continue fighting.
Didn't they take
Mousetrap
2 that?
table. I
Because
think so.
Blue fell down and then
I
they
think
went
so,
back
yeah.
up to get there, yeah.
Mousetrap table comes out. Storm gets powerbombed on the mousetrap table because it did not break. Um, Storm hits Blue a few times with an electric fly swatter,
Mhm.
which is interesting. Blue counters Storm in the corner, hits a powerbomb onto a trash can for 2, which I always like. Then Storm, the finish comes and she hits a hip attack in the corner with that sign that she grabbed earlier. Then Storm Zero on the chair and she gets the win. The other Triangle of Madness people attack Storm after the bell. Statlander and Hater come down for the save. It ends up being a big brawl. Spear from Tekla to Storm, and she crawls over Storm's body, which I thought was kind of cool. It was stupid she did the spider crawl before the spear, but I think her like spider crawling over Storm was
Yeah,
kind of
because
cool.
Storm had to, like, stagger there while Thekla
Yeah,
does
but
her
spider crawling over Storm I thought was cool.
So, there's been some women's street fights in AEW that I've absolutely loved, even with people that I don't generally love their wrestling, right? But I did not think this was that great. outside of the staple gun stuff and the mousetrap table stuff, I don't know. There parts of it were interesting, I guess. At Storm's doing her usual like over the top stuff in the context of a street fight was a little bit disconnected for me, I guess. We've talked about it a million times. Her stuff is not for us. Um, I don't know, like it was fine. Wasn't anything crazy. I was kind of disappointed in the women's stuff on this episode, if I'm being honest. I don't know
Mhm.
what your thoughts were.
I thought it was solid. It wasn't the best match ever, but I thought it was decent for what it was. I still don't know why it existed or what really importance it had, but they definitely did some stuff, and I thought they went for it in a few spots. The results never in doubt, so that also doesn't help, but it was fine. I
It
could have
felt
done
like,
without
I
the post
guess,
match brawling.
mostly in service of getting to Tekla Storm,
Yeah, but
looks
it's a
like.
four-way, so it's got Stylander and Hater too. It's not
Right.
even like Tech Lesnar. It's weird.
Yeah.
Um, and it didn't really add much. The Pope's match that didn't add much to the build 'cause Storm doesn't feel like she's losing the title at all.
No, of
Feels
course not.
like a very random four-way.
Yeah.
Then we get a Willow Nightingale interview. She talks about how pro wrestling's crazy, so she tries to be good. And if anyone tries to defy her, they should be punched in the face. And she says Shafir should be punched in the face, and she wants to fight her real bad. Harley Cameron comes in with a guitar and a proposal. She sings a song about how Willow should forgive Statlander, and they should work. They should form a team.
It works in like
Willow,
painting her face like a cat as well.
yeah.
Because Cameron's face is painted at the time.
hmm Willow says Harley's great, but she's been down this road with Statlander before, and she says we know who Statlander's really friends with, referring to the Death Riders,
Hmm.
and Harley should watch her back.
So Harley Cameron is quite charming and charismatic,
I
right?
did really enjoy this,
And she really added some punch to this. And Willow is clearly concerned that Stat might be working with Death Riders, and at
which is a
least
fair concern.
they're trying to give several women outside of the title scene stories, which we're always saying they need to
I don't
do.
hate the story. I mean, I do think it's I still think the random Statlander face turn was weird, but at least
Yeah.
they're trying to work into, like, Willow's not just gonna forgive her, and they're kind at least they're working into a story, and it's kind of a thing now.
That's exactly what I thought. Like, oh my God, we're still doing Willow Statlander, but we're adding other people, and Willow's not being a stupid baby face, right? Like, she's skeptical of Statlander, like she should be. So I'm kind of with you. I thought this was helpful a
Mhm.
little bit.
Yeah, this was amusing, and I thought, progressive story decent. I enjoyed it.
Hmm.
Then we get the Ops and Brodito versus Death Riders and the Young Bucks, which is the 500K tag.
Right.
The Bucks came out to the old Dynamite theme, which is cool, and they had their shoot names on the nameplate, and I think it's either their ID photos or mug shots on the Tron.
And whose middle name is Ron, Ron John, wasn't it? Is that Matt?
Yeah,
That's
that
great.
might not be real. I
But
don't
they
know, but
said it was. So
I know Massey is their shoot last name.
yeah.
So I knew that that was legit. So that was funny. Brody King drops Matt onto Nick, then he sentons onto them both. Shibata with corner chops to Yuta. Hesitation dropkick gets blocked by Yuta with an elbow. Then he hits a shotgun dropkick from the middle rope. Shibata with a hesitation dropkick to Claudio. King hit a suicide dive to both Bucks. Then Bandito later on, after being the face in peril for a while, he hit a tornado to Nick. Then Matt. Death Riders are able to knock all the baby faces off the apron though, just to prevent the hot tag. But eventually we get the hot tag out to Hobbs. King later on, he's nonstop chopping both Bucks just back and forth. Then a cannonball in the corner to Matt for two. There's a crazy sequence where everyone's hitting something. You know, it always kind of breaks down towards the end. The Bucks, the finish comes to the Bucks counter the 21 plex. Matt pins Bandito with his feet on the ropes and help from Nick, so the Bucks get their money. King attacks the Bucks from behind after. Bandito brawl up the ramp with the Bucks. Death Riders beat up the Ops, beat up Hobbs in the ring till Darby Allin comes down. He brawls with Mox for a bit as Joe and Shibata fight Yuta and Claudio. I think they went off because we don't see them again. Darby gets a better Mox since now he's done. Then someone in a hood attacks Darby, and it's unveiled to be Garcia.
Hmm.
Shafir brings in a chair. Garcia hits Darby with that wicked stepsister move that Candice LeRae used to do, but not on the chairs, so he does it again on the chair.
Yes.
It looked good both times, just he missed the chair the
The
first
chair.
time.
Yeah. The final one looked really good for sure.
He keeps beating up Darby until the Death Riders decide to leave, and they all dip.
So this is like what we always say, right? These matches are pretty awesome to watch. They're star-studded. The action's crazy, so they're always going to be good. I thought the crowd was super into Bandito, and I liked seeing Hobbs and Brody King work together, and the crowd seemed to like that too.
Yeah.
Um, 500,000 again. I think it adds a little bit of stakes. It doesn't bother me at all.
I
And
think it's more in service of a story now with the Bucks
yeah, it
being
gives
here
them
though, because
extra.
they were like really trying to win here because they
Right.
need the money.
Right. The extra incentive for them because they get the full amount. So yeah, really good main event. The Garcia stuff, we wanted this a long time ago, right? And I'm kind of out on him, so
Almost 3 years ago.
I don't know if this is really going to do much for me. I get that they're trying, but
I wasn't expecting it though, I'll say, because I thought the ship had sailed on this.
same.
And I thought it made really look like he was gonna fight them, given the fact that he lost to Mox twice recently.
Hmm.
But I'm kinda interested to see where it goes. It's something else for Garcia, and I'd rather them try this than making him a singles babyface, so I'm okay with this.
Definitely he, but it's almost like he's going to be in the Yuta role. He's like a technical guy who isn't going to say a whole lot, and they kind
That's
of are.
fine.
But again, there's always been something in the works with Yuta too, so maybe that jiggles that loose as well, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So
'Cause we
I don't
kinda
know if
breadcrumbed it.
I'm going to give it time to see where it
Yeah,
goes, but I'm not super intrigued by anything Daniel Garcia at this point.
that's
I
fair.
get, like you said, this should have happened years ago.
Yeah, but the match was still really
It
fun, I
was
liked
good.
it. And at least there was a bit more reason for the money to be involved than usual with the Bucks needing it.
Hmm.
So I thought that was good. And the post match, like it's interesting, I guess. We'll see where it goes. I'm not like mad at it. I hope it's something good for Garcia,
Me too.
but we'll see.
I would love to care about him again, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Overall, I thought it was a very solid show, not in the A tier for sure. Love the opener. That was probably my match of the night. I liked Ricochet Benjamin. I liked the main event. I thought both of the women's matches were a little bit disappointing to me. Definitely notable the Garcia turn. Don't know how I feel about
Mhm.
it. Doesn't improve the grade. I went with a B show this week. I
I
felt
agree.
like
Yeah, that's
segment
where I
wise and
was.
stuff, there wasn't,
Segment stuff, there was some good stuff for sure.
but
But I feel like there's just something missing to bump it up a bit more.
and the two women's matches not being very good.
Yeah.
There's not usually two matches on Dynamite that I'm like, eh, and there was this week.
At least maybe that's why there's usually only one women's match.
Yeah, they don't write for more than one at a time. It seems like, but a good show, just not an amazing show, right?
Yeah, agreed.
Okay, that's gonna wrap up our Dynamite review. We'll shift gears again, this time into a little bit of trivia. We call it Off the Top of His Head. Okay, so this week I don't know why I ended up there, but it is WWE title cross promotion trivia. I don't really remember how I got to that point.
Odd. Interesting.
I know. I think I might have searched topics first and then sort of dove down into a few of them. So, titles defended outside WWE, and we'll see where we go. Number one, there are multiple choice if you need them. I don't think you will for a bunch. 1994, WWE Women's Championship was defended at an All Japan event. Who was who was the champion?
Blaze.
Correct. You knew that, or was it just a time period guess?
I mean, she's the only one who's like regularly champion that around that time.
Smart. 1983. Which WWE championship did Carlos Colon defend in Puerto Rico's WWC against Randy Savage?
I don't know.
Take a guess. You want options?
Sure.
Intercontinental, tag team, light heavyweight, hardcore.
Light heavyweight?
No.
Hardcore?
No. 83? Hardcore? Come on now.
Could be a different one. I don't think he was Intercontinental champion though.
Oh, really? So maybe it's wrong. It is saying Intercontinental.
Carlos Colon?
Yeah.
He wasn't champion.
That's so I don't know.
Maybe Savage defended against him.
That would make more sense. Maybe the question is botched. Again, didn't make him. Blame an AI. Antonio Inoki defeated Bob Backlund for which WWE title in 1979?
The WWE title. It's that Phantom title change.
Right, although not officially
Infamous
recognized.
one, yes.
You got it. Hulk Hogan defended the WWE Championship in 1991 against Genichiro Tenryu.
Genichiro Tenryu.
Which promotion? That's tough. New Japan, All Japan, Super World of Sports, or Pro Wrestling Noah?
Oh, SWS.
Correct. Why would you know that? I don't think I've ever heard of that.
Because that's one of his promotions.
You're crazy. 1997, which ECW wrestler defended the ECW World Heavyweight Championship on Raw?
Douglas?
No. Your options are Dreamer, Taz, Raven, Sabu.
Taz.
Yes, if they're right. The WWE Light Heavyweight Championship was originally created and defended in which country before being absorbed by WWE?
Japan.
So your options are Japan, Mexico, Canada, UK. It is not Japan.
Japan. Mexico.
Correct. It says via UWA. I don't know if that makes sense to you. At New
Does not
Japan's
sound
Wrestling
familiar.
Dontaku 2014, which WWE title was highlighted?
Intercontinental?
Yes. Do you know who or why? It didn't give
No,
details.
that sounds weird. 2014 is so weird.
Uh,
And it doesn't seem.
but so why did you say Intercontinental?
I don't know, because of the I knew the IWGP one was big around then, so I
Yeah.
was just like, maybe that.
Maybe that. 1990. This shouldn't be hard to figure out. Which WWE championship did the Rockers briefly win at a house show, with the change not officially recognized?
Oh, the World Tag Titles.
Yeah.
That's another Phantom one. That's one of the famous ones.
At Beast in the East 2015, Brock Lesnar wrestled, but which WWE title was defended on that card?
NXT Championship.
Yeah, who was it?
Owens and Balor.
Correct. Very good. 1982, Tiger Mask defended the WWE Junior Heavyweight Championship in which country?
Japan.
Correct. The WWE European Championship, this is a dumb question, was defended outside of Europe. In which country did this occur?
America.
Yeah, that one's the dumbest one, I think. It says often defended stateside despite its European name.
Yeah, 'cause they don't go to Europe a lot.
No. 1987. Which WWE championship was defended at the WWF New Japan All Japan Supercard in Tokyo?
I feel like the WWE title was defended.
It was. Who was the champion?
Warrior.
87. They're saying Hogan.
Oh, no, I'm thinking of a different show then. Then yeah, it would be Hogan.
New Japan Wrestle Kingdom 9, 2015, presented with Jeff Jarrett's GFW. Which WWE contracted star defended a non-WWE title? I think I
Would
remember.
Del Rio be contracted?
No.
I don't know.
Okay, options. AJ Styles defended the IWGP Championship. Brock Lesnar defended the IWGP Championship. Del Rio defended AAA's Mega, or none of the above?
Del Rio.
They're saying Brock Lesnar.
And what year is this?
2015?
Yeah, no.
No?
He was WWE champion at that time. IWGP title might have been Styles, but he wasn't contracted till 2016.
There you go.
So
He knows more than the internet.
or it might be
ladies and
Okano Tanahashi if it was around that time.
The WWE Women's Championship was defended in Mexico City in the 1960s. Who was the champion?
Moolah.
Yeah, I was going to say, take a while.
Who else is it going to be?
Mildred Burke was another choice. Velvet.
That's probably the only good other choice.
Velvet McIntyre, or
that's also, I do know her names. That's
or
also
Wendy
a good
Richter,
choice.
but not from
Also, those are all valid choices.
not from
but
the 60s though.
No, but they're close enough to the 60s where you could probably be fooled.
How dare you? Close enough to the 60s. Last one, WWE United States Championship was defended internationally after WWE bought WCW. Which country saw early defenses of that title?
The WCW one?
Germany, Japan, Canada, or UK?
UK.
Yeah, that's right. Was that just a guess?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, good job. Trivia over. Now we'll wrap up the show by talking about some notable things that happened on Raw and NXT. We call it high spots and rest holds. Starting with Raw first. I don't really have much because I don't really care. I'm barely even looking at it anymore, unfortunately. For them, I guess not for us. So LA Knight and the Usos unite to take out Breakker and Reed at the beginning of the show, I think it was. I don't know if there's a 6-man tag coming with them or something.
I
but
saw a bit of an Usos promo that I liked just because it was it felt a bit like a classic Usos, which
that's
is
nice. They are back together now. So we also had Dragon Lee comes out to neutralize one of the other El Grande Americanos, which allows AJ Styles to beat not the original, the almost original adjacent El Grande Americano.
It is the original one.
Yeah, there's only one, really.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Rodriguez beat Lyra Valkyria, looked clean. It was a Tahana bomb for the win, so maybe she's sort of getting a little bit of a push right now. And my favorite trope, the I steal your property and you grant me a match to get it back, worked for AJ Lee, right?
Yeah.
But then I
So you're
thought
straight up wearing it from
it
SmackDown.
yeah, and then I thought it was stupid because
Not
Rollins
even for a title match.
finally agrees to the match, and then she just throws the title back and gives like kisses it and gives it. Why wouldn't Rollins, being the heel, go, haha, match is off, right? Like, I got my title back. There's no contract anywhere, but I guess his words are binding. He's such an honorable person these days.
Or Pierce is just like waiting for him to say it, so Pierce can make it
Right,
official the second he
we got it
says
on
it.
video. It's
It's already
official.
official. It's
Yeah,
already official.
Rusev beat Penta, eh?
Yeah,
Anti-air
it's over.
Machka kick. It was off of Xavier Woods,
I'm sorry, but the Machka kick as a finisher is not it.
and it's Woods' distraction led to the finish. So it's not really Penta losing clean to Rusev, but still Penta's slot is
It's so over.
not super prominent at this point. Nikki Bella tapped out to Asuka. My only note was good, as it should be. And finally, you had Bronson Reed pinned LA Knight. That might have been the main event, with a Death Valley driver that they're calling something else. It's like giving his, I forget what it was, his Death
He
Valley.
does have a good Death Valley driver.
Yeah, they've given it an official name now. Breaker distraction led to the finish, and then the Vision sort of take out the Usos, set them up for a Reed tsunami. LA Knight makes the save with the chair, and then I don't know why, but Jey Uso speared LA Knight. So
because he's dark now.
is he dark? It's Dark
I don't
Uso.
know.
Dark Oos. So that's all I had
Jey
from
Dark.
Raw. I don't know if you saw anything interesting.
I saw a bit of things, yeah, just but the stuff you mentioned, I don't know. It sucks that the Vision kind of suck now.
So I was watching the WWE putting out their 11-minute highlights, and I noted that even with their own 11-minute highlights, the first almost minute and a half is just Jey Uso's yeet entrance. So you don't have a lot of highlights when you're paring it down to 10 minutes.
Or we're prioritizing the wrong things,
Right.
clearly.
Yeah, so I thought that was interesting. NXT had some more interesting stuff on it for me. The show starts, Javon Evans is super pissed, and he's calling out Briggs right away. So their match is going to start. Evans dives onto Briggs as Briggs is making his entrance down the ramp. Really good fire from Evans. Easy to believe, like, he's honestly pissed off at Briggs. The crowd still hates Briggs. They're booing him like crazy lately.
They got to capitalize on that then with Briggs.
I was surprised by the finish here. So you have Evans flying around, Briggs hitting power stuff and really stiff looking strikes. Briggs gets a chair. Evans kicks it away. The ref goes to get rid of the chair. Evans comes off the top for a cutter. I didn't even catch it in real time. I needed commentary to point it out to me after. Briggs drills him in the back of the neck. He had taken his chain off of his neck and put it on his fist, which I didn't notice. So it was like a stiff shot to the back of the neck, and he actually picks up the win after 13 minutes. So Briggs wasn't clean, but picked up a win.
He's also a heel, so it's okay.
Right. I thought a really good physical opener, really clear styles contrast, obviously. Evans is awesome babyface. Briggs is a really good smash mouth heel that the crowd has latched onto, so I think it's smart to sort of do whatever you're going to do with him now, because he's getting a bigger reaction than he ever has. Match was good. Crowd brought energy. And do you think, I assume this is like Evans gets his win back, right?
I would think so, yeah.
But
it's probably like a mini TV feud.
And even if it's not, and it's Briggs actually going over to get elevated, I'm kind of okay with that too.
Yeah, you kind of have to push them both, and so it's okay if Evans, like, I don't know. I think it's fine.
Yeah, I do too. I assume it continues and Evans gets his win back at some point.
Yeah, I would imagine. I feel like Evans is the one he pushed.
So you told me to be prepared for lots of main roster returns this week on NXT, and you were
also ignoring continuity.
That too. So the first bit of that is Mello coming out. I did like
Will Washington.
I did like that he was basically saying that Trick is just renting Mello's house. I thought that was kind of a nice way of putting it, and that rent is due. And then somehow this all gets to the point where he and Trick are going to just put aside their differences and wrestle DIY, I guess. So I don't...
For reasons.
I've missed Mello, and I don't watch SmackDown at all, but I've heard by all accounts he is like doing nothing and being like poorly used there.
He's teaming with Miz.
He sounded great. His charisma, I think he's super charismatic. But again, like him and Trick, they had this crazy bitter feud that culminated in whatever, and now it's like they have this little conversation.
It was last year.
They have this conversation and they're willing to work together now. So
against a team that's not even on NXT that they have no history with and no reason to fight.
Right. So it felt,
other than Trick, like obviously he had that segment with them last week, but like why does Mello need to be here?
Why? And this is for Homecoming, right, which is next
because
week.
they're in Full Sail, which I do think is kind of cool.
So yeah, they're clearly building stuff. It felt kind of lazy though. It's like, hey, DIY came back last week, and we're gonna reform a team of guys that like hate each other.
It'd be like if the year after Mel or Gargano and Ciampa had their feud, they started teaming, which
Right.
actually did happen. Now
In
that I think it, so I say that, but that's exactly what happens. Remember when DIY were on the main roster for a bit?
so somewhere in this promo, it was either Trick, I think, maybe pointed out the fact that like Champa and Gargano used to want to kill each other too.
I guess.
You know. But
But
anyways,
like,
I
there's
like
something about it here where it's just like it's so unreasonable.
the match could be good, but they're only going to get like 12 to 15 minutes seems to be the going rate right now,
Probably,
right?
yeah.
So, Laney Reed beat Fabi Apache. Sure. In under 3 minutes, it was part of the speed tournament. Reed won with a running knee strike that actually looked pretty good, but I'll say it again. I hate these matches on a regular show. On the internet, it made sense. That's where people go to watch bite-sized stuff. But up on a show where you're trying to give me 12 and 15-minute matches, and again,
Mhm.
like nobody ever wins in 3 minutes unless it's a
No.
squash. So why does this now happen all the time? Only in this division.
Also, does
Nobody,
AAA no favors that like one of their people just got
right?
beat by like a developmental prospect
Yes.
in
So
3 minutes.
I was annoyed by this. I sent you the clip. I don't know if you watched it. Did you watch
I saw a bit of it on my own, I think.
So she's back in the tub. She's not done with Jordan Grace, but it's completely different. She's not looking
It felt more Mariah May.
Yes, she's not looking glamorous anymore. She said she's meant to be cruel, mean, and merciless. She can bleed and be the star of the show. That Grace basically awakened her, and now the glamour has teeth and is hungry. She can make even the devil blush, and she will see Grace in hell. And man, this shift in character was super necessary. She's so much more interesting. It is much more Mariah May adjacent. Like, yes, I'm an attractive woman, but I am like, I'm violent, I'm bloody, I'm gonna hurt people, like I'm a heel, right? So I thought this
Mhm.
was way better, and I guess the point is Jordan Grace has made her tap back into whatever's been lying dormant since
Snap
she
back
got,
out of this bullshit character
which
she's
I'm,
had.
yeah. So I found this to be like by far the best thing she's done in NXT. Way closer to Mariah May. She's cruel and vicious and happens to be beautiful, and that's what
Mhm.
they should lean into, I think. Um, No surprise, Dark State retained the tag titles. They beat Hank and Tank. It was a pretty good TV tag match. Hank and Tank like provide a ton of energy, right? So they're great as baby faces, and it really helps because Dark State's still kind of bland, right? So it helps that
Yeah.
Hank and Tank are so likable and have so much energy. Other Dark State guys eventually interfere, and you can hear Cutler say that Hendry isn't saving them tonight, but the fact that he mentioned Hendry makes Hendry show up. Ref
There it
tries
is.
to get Hendry out of the ring, and then Dark State cheat and roll up Hank to retain in about 10 minutes. The match itself was a pretty solid TV tag match, to be fair. And I don't know where it's going with, oh no, Hendry kind of cost Hank and Tank the match, right? So
Mhm.
I don't really care where it goes because I'm not that big on Hendry, but
I can't imagine it being a whole thing, but I don't know.
I don't know either. It's just Hank and Tank are still kind of like comedy ish, and I guess that's why Hendry's been involved with them because he is
It
too.
does make sense. The fit makes sense for me
Yeah,
for
the
sure.
tone of them it goes
Yeah.
together for sure. So NXT Anonymous is apparently back because
After a hiatus.
it caught Ethan Page talking to Miles Bourne backstage, um, and then King is watching that footage and is talking to Dempsey about Bourne, and then Bourne comes in, turn the lights off, and attacks Lexus King with a chair. So I don't know. It's interesting because I was saying like the heel men basically got treated like the women. They're just having a
Mhm.
chat in the backstage area,
Yeah.
right? And so it seems like we're getting lazy here. Like, yep, they're just chatting, and then Miles Bourne is clearly not done with Lexus King yet. Flag match was super ordinary and disappointing. 7
Flag
minutes.
match is such a bum stipulation too,
It
though.
is because they only gave them 7 minutes, and so much of that 7 minutes is a guy climbing the ropes trying to grab the flag and getting pulled
Is
down.
it you have to grab the flag? You just have to grab your flag, or is it like
Yes,
you have to get the other one and it's
just
like
grab
capture the
yours.
Oh, okay.
So Heights, I think it was Page going up to get the Canadian flag, and Heights basically avalanche suplexes him off and wins. There was a scary spot where early on Heights speared Page through the ropes, and Page, just the way he fell, landed right on his head and the back of his neck,
Oh.
like full weight on head
Yeah.
and back and neck. but he was fine. Didn't get a lot of time, and again, just too much like I'm climbing up to get the flag slowly and not quite, kind of like
Mhm.
when it's a belt, like a ladder match, right? But
But, like, worse, I feel
because
like,
it's
because like,
not
the
that
ladder, at least
high,
there's more to
right?
climb up. Yeah, it's like it just makes more sense at the very least.
So Page loses despite being the champion, but it wasn't for the belt, so which is also kind of strange. Heights does the thing where he goes and grabs the Canadian flag and drapes it over Page like Page did to
Mhm.
him. Tyler Breeze comes down with the selfie stick making a video, and he records himself lying basically over the body of Ethan Page draped in the flag. So, and apparently that earns him a North American title match for next week.
As you do.
Um, I didn't think the reaction for Breeze was quite what I expected. So I don't, and I guess
Like, in terms of it was a lot or not?
not a lot. I
I
think
mean, he hasn't been around in, like, 4
And
years.
I think at Full Sail, he'll probably get it because those people remember him, right? But I enjoyed him.
He's also back to long hair. I posted when he had short
He
hair
is.
recently, so it looks more like
It
classic
looks
Breeze.
just like Tyler Breeze, yep. And then the main event, or sorry, before that, we got the second part of the Lola Vice package that I liked so much last week. This week, really good as well. We meet her dad this time. He's a Taekwondo instructor. Everyone in Lola's family has a black belt. We get words from her dad, more from her sister, who there's rumors that WWE's interested in her sister as well.
Lola Vice is his sister?
She has a younger sister who's also a black belt, and she was quite animated in her comments and stuff. So,
Oh, yeah. WWE's all over that.
and it was all about Lola Vice. Like, even when I was in MMA, I was known as the hot one. I would wear bright pink and I would dance and stuff, but I would knock people out. And so I thought another great package. It really establishes her as a baby face and like, here's where I came from. Here's my struggles. I didn't have many friends growing up, et cetera, et cetera. And again, like, not just NXT, every company needs to invest a bit more time in certain people like this, right? We're
Mhm.
always saying like Windsor needs some character,
I would love when
Statlander
they
needs
split
some
Windsor,
character.
absolutely, yeah.
There's all kinds of people, or just do stuff like
Statlander,
this.
Sheeta.
And this is tied into her actual history and family and where she grew up. So I thought these packages were awesome. Then the last thing I have is the main event was the elimination tag. Who was in it? Do you even know?
No.
It's to earn a tag title shot for the women, obviously. It is the Culling, Saruka, and Fatal Influence together. So at one point, Ruka accidentally hits Zarya with the Soul Snatcher. So
I did see that.
they get eliminated. So again, that's been sort of bubbling beneath the surface, right? Like issues between Ruka and Zarya for quite a while. We get basically, it ends up with the Psycho Blade from Paxley, not the best looking sit out powerbomb from Dame to Henley, and the Culling get the win. 15-minute match. Actually, the action was pretty good. Lots of pace. Everyone got to do stuff. There was a spot too where I think they tried to say Zarya speared Sean Spears, I think, off the apron. Spears was on the floor, but it was kind of in the corner of the footage, and I don't think it was very well executed, so they never showed it again. It looked like something really awkward happened, but we didn't quite catch it on camera. Ruka did hit a really nice, like, twisting moonsault to the floor and kind of took out 3 people and landed on her feet. Good 15-minute elimination tag match. JC Jane gets on the mic after, puts herself over, really rips on her teammates about how they're like miserable failures and whatever. And then, of course, we get Stephanie Vaquer out first, then Tiffany Stratton, then Rhea Ripley. Oh, and they couldn't have carpooled because we get a video clip of like 3 big black SUVs pulling up to NXT at the same time, right? So they couldn't share a vehicle, obviously.
But you forgot Tiffany is champ. She's been champion since like January.
I
It's
did
crazy.
forget. And so that's obviously going to get us a trios match at Homecoming. So we've got like DIY and Mello are back. All these women are back.
Breeze.
And I get it. The branding is Homecoming. It's at Full Sail. It's just you've spent no time developing. Like DIY got 2 weeks. Everything else is getting 1 week. It's very much like surprise, surprise. It's almost like they're looking for moments more than stories.
It is almost like that.
Almost
What a
just
coincidence.
almost exactly like
What a
that.
coincidence.
Right? So it seems to be that's where we're headed. I don't know. There maybe the matches will be good, but again, it's like there's no story there. It's just, hey, these people are back. Snip, snip, snip. Put it on social media. Hope we go viral because Rhea Ripley's back in NXT.
There's the engagement, right?
Exactly.
Ripley's back.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Was there anything SmackDowny that I saw
No,
Brock
the
Lesnar's
only thing
pants
was
ripped open.
that was pretty funny.
Remember how obsessed you were with that SpongeBob episode? Ripped pants?
Yes. That's
That's
great.
that's what I thought of
An
immediately.
all-timer.
Yeah,
I also thought of in his last match, he ripped his shorts against Cody too, so this isn't even the first time this has happened to him,
awesome. It's a
which I
recur
thought was funny. And then, yeah, like, McIntyre Cody's coming up, which I think is great too.
Yeah. So I guess that's gonna wrap up 269 unless you have something else.
I don't
Next
think so.
next week we revert back. It should be us in the same space again, right? Because you're coming back. I think Mom will
Plan.
probably pick you up Friday at some point, and then we'll
The
record
hope is to
maybe.
record before All Out.
We'll probably record Friday night, and then we're heading down to All Out. I may even try to record a little something on the way back, but now that the whole family's going, I guess we could sit in the back seat and record. That might be weird for the people in the front, but
Yeah.
we'll see. I was
Maybe
excited
not.
to try out my new wireless mics. But anyways, we will be back next week. The old school format of both of us in this tiny little studio together. We hope you can join us. We'll make predictions for All Out. We'll be pretty excited because we're heading to it. And I don't know, we will see you back here next Saturday for episode 270. And until then, everybody, take care.